people that were there. We had some people that have been to quite a few of them, quite a few conferences with us, and then we've had some that were there new for the first time. So, it was a jammed packed few days. There was no time to breathe. So much great stuff. But you know what? It's always so good to get back to seeing everyone, being with everyone, just sharing the stories, what's going on with our businesses, and just learning from other leaders in the company, getting time with all those. The only downtime, the only bad thing of everything is you don't get enough time with everyone. You just don't get to, it's like you get on the plane and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'll say to Bobby, did you see so and so? And he'll be like, did you see so and so? And there were just people we didn't get to even spend a few minutes with, get some hugs from and stuff. But it really does become like one big family. So Dee, I'm gonna let you go first if you want to go ahead and unmute. And Dee is a brand new consultant with us, and this was her first
SC1
conference.
in her first month, SC1.
SC1. And this is her first global conference and kind of came on a whim at the very last minute. And Dee, tell us what you thought.
Well, thanks for having me go first.
It's not like putting you on the hot seat.
No, that's okay. Honestly, there's a few things, but number one is going to these events, no matter what. I've been in franchising before. That's the most important thing, is actually just to see the power, just to feel the experience is so important. But also meeting you guys live and getting to know you was just honestly probably the best thing. I'm so happy that I got to go and meet you guys. And actually the other people on the team, like everybody's just, that's what it's kind of in my notes is the culture. It's a company, the culture, everybody is willing to help. It doesn't matter if you're on their team or not. I'd be by myself meeting people and it was like they were already my best friends and they're giving me hugs. And, that culture is so important. And the only thing I'm going to say real quick, and I know you don't want us to be on very long, is what I took out of this is we have something at our fingertips that is huge and the opportunity of a lifetime. And we all need to plug in because it's going to either help our health, our wellness, our, serving other people, whatever it might be. It's right here. And I think it's going to go even bigger than you guys already are.
Well, thanks. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it was so great to meet you. It's one thing when you have a voice on the phone, but it's always great to spend time in person with people and stuff. So that was cool. So there were about 3,500 of us there. So that's a large conference compared to, the previous years with COVID and everything that was going backwards the other way. So real exciting, trying to get lunch and stuff was a challenge because every place was so crowded. But anyway, so today is Joanne's birthday. She got her picture on?
I will.
Joanne?
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
I know you still got to be dressed. You just walked in the door.
I literally, yes.
All right. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, you've been with us for as long as we've been with LifeVantage. So
Yep.
you've been in business with us for years now. You have a very large group and you've been to many conferences. What were your thoughts? What did you see different?
Well, I really think that when they and I like the fact that they stayed away from the top levels and they brought it down to some of the lower levels of people's stories and how they tied that into the training and how their story ties into the training. I think that is so powerful, and it just reinforces everything they're trying to do with the training. So I thought that was absolutely great.
Yeah, I think it's always great to hear people that have not been in for so long, 10, 14 years or so, and the success they're having in just a few years is
Yeah.
super cool. Yeah, that's really good to point out. So cool. Is Allie, I see you. Are you frozen or are you
Nope, she's good.
okay?
Yeah.
I see. Oh, there you are. Okay. Hi. Okay,
So we're just
all I see is you're kind of looking down. So I was wondering. Anyway, so Allie has been with us again for a while. You've been with us since the start of the company, 7.5 years now. You've been to just about every conference, I think, with us, and we always have a blast. So what did you see different though?
Um, it was a big crowd and lots of excitement and energy. And
Mhm.
I noticed that like people have different takeaways kind of depending on where they're at in their journey.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
I went to the healthcare meeting and Dondi dropped just an absolute banger. He gave a great talk that relates to like anybody. I think they should put that in the hub or something, maybe.
Uh-huh.
And then,
As long as he didn't say anything he wasn't supposed to, or they
oh,
can edit it, they will put it in the hub, you know.
he was pretty compliant.
So that's good.
Yep, yep.
Good.
And
Good.
then I loved the astronaut talk about how, things have changed when her mom was young, there was no such thing as anybody ever going to space. And now with her daughter, it's just a conversation like, yeah, I'm going to be an astronaut too. So
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
the
that was
whole thing
cool.
about how, you can achieve your dreams and women are capable of anything. And it's great. And
Yep.
there are some people on here, I wish you were there to hear that because it's
Oh,
awesome.
I know. Somebody really makes a good one, but yeah, she really drove home. If you believe you can do it, you can do it.
Uh-huh.
So, and I think a lot of the conference was getting your belief factor up and seeing, again, brand new people that haven't been around for a long time that were accomplishing big things because they just knew they could. They were just going to do it. They didn't think you had to be around for a long time to go through all those ranks and stuff. So that was super cool too. So yeah.
Mm.
Um, Kenneth, you want to join us and tell us what your thoughts were? Kenneth has been with us again from this. I think you were the first consultant we signed up. I think.
Probably so. Yeah, it was a great event, and for me, I think it's this little eight-letter word, Thailand. That was
Oh,
for me, right? Because we got to go to Thailand. That's just how it is, and I was like, okay, 80,000. So what is that? Well, that's to have two MC3s under me, right? Because that's 40,000 each. And what's an MC3? 40,000. Well, that's four MC1s under those two, because that's 10,000 each. And what does that do? Well, we need five SC1s. So five SC1s, and then into those MC1s, and then the MC3. So we just got to
And
get it done.
and
So
how ironic, Kenneth, that everything now they're talking about is SC1.
exactly.
That
mhm.
rolls into
That's the whole focus, right?
MC1. Yep, that rolls
The
into
bonus,
MC3
the
to make it
everything is
MC.
just
Yep.
SC1. So we just got to build SC1s and keep building SC1s because then that's what's going to take us on trips.
Oh,
Love
thanks.
it.
So if you didn't get the hint, is that on your slides, Bobby? I don't want to
That
steal your thunder.
that'll certainly be there tomorrow night, but
Okay.
we
All
only have a
right.
half hour tonight and there's other things, so it's not on there, but that'll be there
Okay.
tomorrow night for sure.
So if you didn't get the hint, the executive trip, so you have to be EC1, 80,000 or more, is to Thailand. So even if the trips don't just motivate you to build a huge business, I don't know. You think South Africa, Thailand, it's a lot. So I was like blown away when I saw that. Even I was like, whoa. Never didn't expect that one. So oh well. Diane, are you on here? Everybody keeps moving around on me.
Well, you let more in, the screen changes,
Yeah, I know. Can you unmute? Are you in a position to? I'm not sure she is. All right, so we'll come back. Let me know, Diana.
Raise your hand if you wanna share something, if you would.
Talk, yeah.
Raise your hand.
I know Jackie. I saw Jackie too somewhere.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, Jack.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Well,
what
we
I
know
loved
you got
about
home okay.
I did. I got home great. It's always exciting to go because again, the community that you see, the excitement, it kind of pulls you out of your the doldrums that you're in, that you don't think that you can make it or be able to do that. and seeing their stories and the challenges that they go through and their successes that they go through really inspires you. So the best thing I got out of it was never give up. Just never give up. Just keep going. And even if it's at the slowest speed than someone else, that's okay. Don't look at that. Just keep doing your job. Just keep going and looking forward and keep pressing through.
Well,
So it does. It's very encouraging.
I love the analogy that everybody's running their own race.
Right. Yeah.
And it's very important that you, I guess somebody said, like, stay in your lane. Don't you can't get overwhelmed with the person on the left or the person on the right. You gotta stay in your lane, pursue your goals, your dreams, and build your business. And I love the fact that they threw that was a big theme for the weekend. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do raise your hand if you want to talk. I know there are some people from Canada and Fred's group here too, if you want to share some words or something. Erica, I'm glad to see your face. You missed out on all the shenanigans Saturday. I got pictures that I don't know that I'll ever be able to share. We had so much fun.
If you want to see something funny, ask April to send the picture of Bobby and the Red Bull.
But anyway, we actually had such a blast.
It's just like
it was fun. Cheryl and Steve were there. A lot of people were there. We had a really good time, particularly the later it got.
Well, it always gets worse as it gets later.
Yeah, it's good. So, yeah. So, okay, if nobody else wants to raise their hand, and I don't see Fred, he may still be traveling too.
Fred's
Who
still
knows?
traveling.
Cheryl's got hers. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say the events are so important. I'm in my 10th year and I have not missed a single one. Even after having surgery on one of the elite academies, I still went. And I have learned so much from all the mentors you have there. And one thing that I got out of it, like someone else said, was don't give up. One thing I have learned recently and really hit me hard this time was the phrase, dig your well before you're thirsty. I am digging my well now. And that's because you never know when you're losing a job, somebody gets hurt, or anything. And digging that well is really, really important. And I wanted to add that.
Thanks. And that's so true, because that's one of the things that Steve, our CEO, had kind of mentioned in a different way, though. He said, think about the number of people, and it's actually kind of cool these days to have multiple side hustles. Never in history has there been, such a thought where we should have so many different, and everybody says it different, different, but keep your eggs in different baskets or whatever you're going to say. But people are now doing 2, 3, 4 different types of businesses. And it's totally normal, and it's actually they encourage you to do that, to have multiple streams of income. So that's so true, Cheryl. Thanks for sharing that. So you want
April, I'll add this. The lady that talked, kind of tall, Tanya Sundell or something like that. Anyway, she talked very emotional, and even though she had made it to elite rank Pro 7 back in the day, years ago, she still struggled with her own attitude, her own beliefs, her own confidence. And just because you've made a certain rank doesn't mean you got everything together. And if it works for you, it only matters if it duplicates. The simpler, the better.
Yeah. And it's funny, I've known her for many years. I did not know she struggled so emotionally with the business. So I'm glad she's giving herself the self-worth that she certainly deserves for that. That's for sure. But so it was a great conference. 3,500 of us in attendance. So a lot of buzzing, a lot of stuff going on. Some of the things that came out, they did a new human clinical trial on the GLP-1s here. So they're going to have both international and US patent pending still. But the increase in GLP-1 is now 200%. So that's super cool, that new study that came out. You know, it's funny. I know they won't be taped. It's not funny, but I wish that the doctor's meeting, like Ali said, would be taped. I know we did Tyler's meeting, phenomenal. I think if those two meetings are an eye opener, they're meetings that start at 6:37 in the morning, and they are jam-packed, standing room only. So if that doesn't tell the company there's a huge need, we want to know more about the comp plan. We want to know how exactly we make money, where that money comes from. And Tyler did an amazing job, and he kind of put it out there to the company that he'd love to do it again next time. I hope we don't have to wait that time. Maybe we can even ask him to jump on here one night, Bobby. That would be fun. To have Tyler. I think he would.
That wouldn't be any problem at all. He offers all.
Yeah. So he is just a wealth of information for you to understand where the money comes from. And you know, and you've heard me say this, if you can draw out how somebody can make money in this business, that's when you get them. You know, people want to know how to make money. They want our products and they need our products. But you know what? If you love all the products and you're on all the products, you better be in the opportunity to afford all our products, because we have a lot of great products. And who wants to choose between, well, I could do the GLP-1, but I can't do the collagen, or I can do the Tri-Synergizer, but I can't do the skincare. Nobody wants to choose. So, you know, if you're making money in the business and you know where that money is coming from, that's huge. And the health information is huge for us to know all the ins and outs too. Again, you don't have to be a scientist. I've sat in some of those meetings, and a lot of it goes right over my head. I mean, I just don't get it. But it also gives you a feeling of what great products we have. You know, at one point they said we had over 1,200 doctors in the company, and I'm sure that number is a lot larger now. How many were in the meeting, Ali, in your medical meeting?
It was a full room. I would say.
I heard it was standing room only. They were standing.
Yeah, at least 500.
Yeah. So, and we were in the ballroom. They were set up for 600. So it tells you.
April, they said there were over 800 seeing Tyler.
Okay. I'm sorry, Erica, what did you say too?
The 600 seats for Tyler were full. If you didn't look around the sides and the back, they said there were over 800 people in the room listening to the Tyler.
And that was 7 in the morning. And I know the doctor meeting starts at 6:30, right? It used to anyway. How many were there, Erica?
It was probably about that many, I think, Ali, because it was standing room only also.
Well, so this is Angie. Ali showed the video, and it was the same. It was kind of the same setup as the comp plan. So think of that, April, as the number of seats plus standing room only.
So we know people want this information. They are thirsty for it. When you go to a meeting at 6:30 in the morning after a party the night before. So, I mean, there was no sleep for anyone. So that was super cool. So anyway, so I said patent pending, increasing GLP-1 by 200%. I know, Kenneth, you're going to do a little training for us next week. So we've got a special topic.
2 weeks.
Going to be a guest speaker.
He's out of town next week. 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Let
2
me
weeks.
cover
Okay, that's
that,
going to be
April.
fun.
Let me cover that. One of the things we're going to start doing, and please spread the word with your teams, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, just on the screen here, but obviously throughout the thousands that are on our team that do things that help move their business forward. I like to call it a niche. They find something that's working. They don't always talk about it or share it. What we want to start doing is 5 to 7 minutes of every call. Is if somebody's got something that's working for them. And I don't mean a one-hit wonder. I'm not talking about that, or a flavor of the month thing. I'm not talking about that. If you're doing something consistently that's working and you are open to sharing it, whatever that might be in regards to building your business, managing your business, you know, developing leadership, a niche with how you're marketing or how you're selling, whether you're doing something online, face to face. But we want to hear different voices. It'll be a 5 to 7 minute segment. You message me or April, let us know what that is, how long it's been working for you, or how many times that it's worked for you. And we'd like to share that with everybody. Okay, so that'll start. I don't know if we'll have someone next week. Maybe we will. We're hoping that would be Kenneth, but he's going to start. He'll do his 2 weeks from now. So if there's anyone out there that's got something, run it by us and we could start next week if there's someone else. So go ahead, April. Were you done? 'Cause I have some slides.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your slides. Sure.
So why don't you just kind of, you had some notes if we already covered it, but I'll go, I have about 5 or 6 of these. I broke the email up to different slides.
Oh,
So,
okay. So I can cover this in just a minute or so. So what the company's doing for the next 3 months through June is they've got a promotion that they're running. So if you get or create personally enrolled 2 SC1s, what they're doing is they're got a special pair of sneakers that everybody was already foaming at. I know Kristen had a pair on and so did Jake, but if you get, then like in this next quarter, 2 SC1s, develop 2 SC1s personally enrolled, you get the sneakers. So that's pretty cool there. So
and they really looked cool. I mean,
yeah.
I will wear them if I win them. I will wear them. So
no, you will win them.
Okay.
It's when.
So I won't be able to wear yours. My foot's bigger. So they were really cool. The corporate was wearing them. They're really cool.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Okay. What's your next slide then?
Thailand and Peach. Start with Thailand.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We just walked in the door a little while ago too. I wish we had the video. I know I took a copy of it, so maybe next week. And while we're on videos, if you've got pictures that you've not sent to me, particularly Fred's group that's on here, every time we come back from one of these conventions, I do the video of all the pictures and stuff. So to be included. Erica, if you have any pictures, we didn't really get to see you a lot on Saturday too. So from the conference, but Thailand is our next executive trip, as we said earlier. It looks stunning, unbelievable. I know Kenneth was there, not where we're going, but he said it's amazing. So we're excited about that. So we have through December to qualify for this, but again, you've got to be an EC1 doing the 80,000. And I'm sure in July
everybody, it's a matter of putting a goal together to hit 80,000. This trip is right. It's called Executive Destination, but in July, they're going to be announcing another trip, just like we had South Africa and Alaska going at the same time. Well, now it's going to be Thailand and another one going at the same time. So that's the goal. Kenneth already gave you the roadmap. He already shared it. I mean, that's.
Yeah. So that's that trip. And then the peach nectarine. Oh, it's just back. If you've had it before, it tastes really good. No caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see this here. Everybody got this email, and everybody, most of you were in Utah, and the ones that weren't, right here on each of these topics. Like if I go back to the last slide, at the end of each one, where it says here, that's a live button, and it'll tell you all the details on the topic. Okay, so if all the details on Thailand, you click this email the company sent. I think they sent it out last night, and it'll give you all the details. And then they brought the peach nectarine back. It's permanent, and here's the pricing and yes, what do you call it? The sales volume points that come with it. So go ahead, go on this one, April.
Okay. Oh, I forget about this one. Okay, so make your first purchase of this is it. Well, I forget exactly. This is kind of like if you were dissatisfied with it, I think, right? I forget what this one is. I don't remember this one. I think if you're on it for 3 months and you're unhappy, they'll give you another activated product is kind of what I remember from it. So did anybody else remember anything different on this one?
They give you another month's supply.
And,
but
it could be a different activator. Like, if you were on the MB and you weren't satisfied, they'll give you the Healthy Glow Pack, the collagen and the protein.
And the nerve too. Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what that was all about. But again, you click the learn more button and all the details are there. It's in your email. Okay. It's just so much stuff, but these two are big. Circle July 12th, on your calendar and register for that. This is the free virtual event that the company does in January and July. There's always big announcements. The other trip will be one of them. If there's a new product coming, that's when they do it. And it's always a Saturday. So it's Saturday, July 12th. That'll be our virtual. But the next live event is, I'm so excited about this. It's been a while. We're in October, the 23rd and 25th. We're going to be in Dallas at the Anatole Hotel, which is just a beautiful hotel. All the airlines, Dallas is a hub for all the airlines, whether it's United, American, Southwest, they all go there. So that's the day, 23, 4, and 5 are the dates for Dallas. So again, register early, make your plans. A lot of people have already booked their hotel rooms. They're just, there's no deposit up front or anything like that. So anyway, what was the early bird pricing? I think it was just $79, right, to register?
Yep.
Yeah, the early bird pricing is just dirt cheap. So as a matter of fact, is today really the last day or?
Oh yeah.
Remind me when, I'm sorry,
I think they
because
changed it.
I'm
They
not
changed it
even
to the
registered.
30th.
Did
I think
they
changed
extend it to the 30th?
Yeah, I think that was a slide that said the 30th.
Okay, I'm looking 27. I said, wait a second, that's today. Some people haven't flown home yet.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. But anyway, there's just so many ways. A lot of people will be able to drive into Dallas. There's so many ways to fly in there, but we want that to be the biggest attended event for our team ever. But let me go to the last one. Okay. There is a new video. And you could click the button to watch it. It's in the app. Okay. It was really nicely done. What was the total minutes on it? Do you know? Was it
I don't know.
5, 6, 7 minutes, something like that?
Yeah, I don't even think it was that long, but yeah.
Okay. Just a nice opportunity video, icebreaker video. Well done. Okay. And it's in the app. It's probably in the hub now. If you click the watch now, you'll see wherever it is, and you can get the link and start doing that. But anyway, the other thing, I just want to take a couple minutes. I know everybody's excited, but I know everybody's tired. Tomorrow night is our monthly opportunity meeting. And if you want to put your energy to good use, spend the next 24 hours inviting people to find out what everybody's excited about, and what's going on. And if you were in Utah, let them know. Say, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm all excited about, and invite them. It's tomorrow night, and we always keep that right at a half hour. So, that's really, and you've heard me. It's funny. I heard some different. I've been using kind of 2 lines or 2 words my whole life when I talk to people. One is the word ditto. And I got it from Patrick Swayze in the movie Ghost. And I just love answering when somebody says something nice, just saying ditto back. But the other one that I've always liked to say is that you're always right. Whatever you think is right. If you think you can, you're right. And if you think you can't, you're right. So you better watch out what you're thinking, because you're always right. I didn't realize that was Henry Ford's line. It was used a number of times from the stage. And it originally came from Henry Ford, the car dealer, founder of cars and all that stuff. So anyway, I thought that was cool because I didn't know where it came from. I just liked it. So, but this is, let me stop the share here. You should all have this. This has been posted, numerous times. But the one thing, the whole theme of the 3 days was it's time for you to drive your own car and put the pedal to the metal. Okay, that was the entire theme. do not wait for your upline. Do not wait for your sideline. Do not wait for your downline. You are responsible for your own business, and act like an owner. And with everything the company's put in place, and you, if you were there, you saw it. If you weren't, you're going to hear about it from us. But there are some people that are getting into business that are doing absolutely obscene things in a matter of days, months, or first year. And then there's people that have been in business 15, 16 years that just keep watching it over and over again every year and never do nothing about it. And so what's the difference? Same comp plan, same videos, same tools, same products, same everything. What's the difference? Well, some people are still riding their horse, and others have now gotten into their Maserati, and they got the pedal to the metal, and they're just racing and lapping. Brandon did something really cool. He was a professional motocross rider in his younger days, and it was funny. I never heard it. One of the first times after turning pro, he didn't realize the race that he was in at the time, one of his early races in Daytona, there were 3 other racers, all of which were became world-class and Hall of Fame motocross racers. And he's saying that was one of his first races. He says, and I got lapped. Do you know what getting lapped means? That means they went all the way around the track, came and passed you by when you all started at the same time. And he used the analogy that, a lot of people get the feeling in the business they're getting lapped. Well, the only thing you can do to not get lapped is to put the pedal to the metal and just start doing stuff. And I couldn't think of a better thing that we could all do than get a bunch of guests on tomorrow night so we can share what's exciting, with people. And, I know I'm resetting all my goals. I know April is. We have a lot of exciting things in the works, but I personally, and I'm just going to be honest with you, I've probably been working at 40% of capacity as far as building the business. I've been working on some other projects, but I'm going 110% starting the morning. And that's going to go right up to October. That's the next stretch, 6 months. And that includes, and Kenneth hit the nail on the head with Thailand. I don't care if you don't like to travel. You should earn the trip anyway. It's free. It's not like it costs you money. But getting on trips, helping people getting the sneakers, helping people become SC1, it's building your business. The trip is just a bonus. It's the carrot that they dangle out there, but we still earn all the money. We still get all the accolade. Everything still happens. It's just something else they're throwing in there. And the people that work towards the trips are building their business the way they're supposed to be building it. The trip just gets thrown in. It's just a carrot. So that model, and you've seen me do it with the slides, but what Kenneth was describing is to hit executive, you need 2 MC3s. Why? Well, they've each doing 40,000 points. Okay, well, how did they get there? Well, they have 4 MC1s who each are doing 10,000. Well, how did they get there? They have 5 SC1s. Okay. Now, will it work perfectly like that? No, of course not, because you're going to be building your customer base. So you may be a sapphire or a diamond and get 4 or 6 or 8,000 of your points from that. Okay. We get our points everywhere, but that's a great model to follow. Okay. It's a great one. It's executive, that's 1. MC3 is 2 of them. The MC1s is 4 under each of them, so it's 8. All you're doing is just going down and helping everybody get a couple. That's all it comes down. And then what the fun part is? You never know who's not going to want to go that slow. And one of those people decide, well, I want to go faster than that. Okay, I'm not interested in SC1. I want to be an executive. And all of a sudden, you got somebody on your team building half of your business for you. And now you're really accelerating what's going on. And that's what happened to a lot of the people that were on the stage the 3 days. Somebody underneath them came alive, and all of a sudden they were a big fat part of their business, and all they had to do was fill out the rest of it. And that's the nature of the business. That's kind of what happens. So all these details and all this stuff of what's going on through the next quarter up to July and up to October, we will be discussing that each Sunday. But let's all agree on this. The next 24 hours is nothing more important than getting guests on for tomorrow night. And then for the next 2 days, the 48 hours after that, closing out the month and making sure you're hitting your, whether it's Onyx or Emerald or Sapphire or Diamond when it comes to customers, and moving along with your rank, okay? Or helping your teammates, move along with that. And then that'll close the month, and then we start fresh all over again. So sound good? Is everyone okay with that? Can I get some nods, some thumbs up, okay? So tomorrow night, if for some reason you can't find or you don't have the invite for tomorrow night, just text one of us. It's on the Team Unity, page on Facebook. It's in the messenger groups, but you can always text me or April and we'll send it to you if you can't find it. So we good? That's an inside joke. We good? Our friends in Africa, when they were showing us around when we were on tours, they were locals and they didn't say good. They said good. And I thought it was the coolest thing that I'd ever heard in my life. And all of us on our Jeep, Carrie Dickey, Brett, is it Bremmeyer, Brimhouse? I forget how to say it. Brimhall. His wife, Holly, me and April, that word good is embedded in our brain right now. So whenever we think we're done with something, you good? So anyway, let's all join tomorrow night. Let's get some guests on for tomorrow night, and then we'll close the month out. And then we'll be training and talking about all of this stuff. We'll try and find somebody to do the 5 to 7 minutes next Sunday, but if not, it'll start with Kenneth 2 weeks from now. Okay? Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. And for everyone that didn't make it, things happen. And let's make sure that, not only you're in Dallas, but you have a team with you. Okay. And for those of you that made the trip, thank you so much. We know it's always a sacrifice and it's expensive to do and it's time away from your other stuff. But you grow your business from being at events. So thank you for doing that. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Night.
Night.